Welcome to the Future of Real Estate. I'm Brett Ellis of the Ellis team at RE/MAX Realty Group down here in sunny Southwest Florida. It is sunny today, but we've had a little bit of a cold snap, kind of cold for us down here in Florida, although we are warming back up to about 79 degrees for the summer. So if you're up from up north, it's a great place to visit. What we want to do this show is talk about our January 2012 market report. And since it's January, first week of January, we thought, hey, we'll go over our New Year's resolutions for the Southwest Florida real estate market. In fact, this Saturday, this is what's going to be the article in the Fort Myers News Press. So we're going to detail a little bit of what our resolutions are. The first one is, if you want to read this whole article, you can go to our blog, which is at blog.topagent.com. Our first resolution is going to be FHA. We really want agents and lenders alike to get familiar and learn the rules, regulations, the underwriting guidelines, all of that with FHA, because we think FHA is going to play a more prominent role. As prices are going up in our market, we're having less investors who think they can flip these things. That's not a bad thing, but I think we're going to have more FHA financing because the government has changed the rules and regulations, and there's less conventional financing available out there. So it's pushing more people to FHA, and we really want agents and lenders alike to really focus on FHA because we think that's going to be what's going to get us through 2012. We've got a lot of cash sales, but the finance sales, we just think a good portion of them will be FHA. Second thing is, I spent a little bit of time down at Fort Myers Beach. Gorgeous. They've rejuvenated the beach. They've brought it out. It's just really nice. If you haven't been to Fort Myers Beach, it's a world-class beach. I highly recommend it. I would like to see them in the next year. Our second resolution is to add a parking garage right there down by Times Square. It's such a hub of business and opportunity that more parking, I think, would make it a lot better for everyone involved. So that's our second resolution. The third one, of course, is the economy. We need the national economy to pick up because jobs is what's ultimately going to fuel this real estate market. Real estate is 32% of the nation's gross domestic product, so it makes sense to fuel real estate, fuel the economy. They both kind of go hand in hand. The fourth one is the election. I just watched the Iowa caucuses. We're heading in the New Hampshire primaries. Boy, I tell you what, November can't get here fast enough for me. I guess it's a healthy part of American living, and it's something we have that other countries don't have. But personally, I just get tired of seeing this ad, how bad this guy is, and this ad, how bad this guy is, and vote for me, and do this, do that, and guess what he did back in 2002, and what this guy did back in 1984, and I'm just ready for the election. Let's bring it on. Let's elect somebody. Let's see. Oil is another one that, when President Obama took office 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, oil was $1.78 a gallon. Now we're up over 3 something and heading higher. Reports are we could go over to 4. That's disposable income that's not in people's pockets. I'd like to see us calm the world markets, but I'd also like to see us do more production around here so we're not as dependent on the foreign oil. All this pie in the sky, solar and green stuff, that's well and good. I think we should do that. Never been opposed to that. But don't cut off the hand that feeds you for now, which is the oil. Let's get that going to keep us sustainable until the other stuff becomes readily available. Let's see. Government spending. The U.S. government flat out just spends too much. We've got to cut back spending. If we can't, we fought last year for $9 billion in cuts, and we've got trillions of dollars in deficits per year. So if we can't even make the $9 billion cuts, how are we going to get to the trillions? We've got to get this under control now. It's getting ridiculous. I don't want to end up like the Euro or like Europe and have our country on the verge of bankruptcy any day now. And that's what's going to happen in a few years if we don't get it under control now. That day is coming. I think that, have you heard the old saying, if it's up to be, if it's meant to be, it's up to me? Well, I would like for the United States of America to get past the entitlement. Hey, I'm entitled. The government owes me this. They owe me this. They owe me this. Or my employer owes me this. I'd rather have people take some personal responsibility because, unfortunately, I think that's what it's going to take. That's in the housing market. That's in your mortgage payment. Buy a house that feels comfortable to you, not solely on investment. Yeah, investment's a good thing to look out for, but make sure the house works for you. Also, with our government, we gotta make cuts, and we gotta have everyone quit complaining that, hey, I might lose this, I might lose this. You know what? We're all gonna lose something because if we don't, the country's gonna be bankrupt and it won't matter anyway. So that's our New Year's resolutions. You might agree, you might disagree. Feel free to comment on this video. Feel free to go to our blog at blog.topagent.com and comment there. I do want to share with you a little bit of facts on what's going on in our market just to kind of round it out here. So here is what's going on with sale prices, and this goes back for the last 2 years, and you can kind of see we're in an upward trend. We're certainly higher than we were the last couple of years. In fact, if I pull this chart up, this is 2011. Obviously, we're still waiting on December numbers, and 2012 will start a new chart. But 2011 was higher in the green line, higher than both years combined. So we've definitely seen an upward price pressure, and that's probably because our listing inventory is going down. Actually, the last few months it's kind of crept up ever so bit, a little bit, and a lot of agents haven't picked up on that fact yet, but it's still significantly down compared to where it was. I'll show you the entire Lee County inventory, and it's down compared to what it was in 2010. So prices are going up, inventory is going down. Now really is a good time to buy, not because an agent says it's a good time to buy. It's because we have bottomed. Statistically, we've bottomed out. You know, maybe not all price ranges in all areas and every subdivision, every location, but the overall market has bottomed out. Inventory is going down. Might be a good time to think about buying here because Florida's on sale. 09 might have been the absolute best time, but a lot of people were afraid in 09 because they thought, what if it goes lower? Well, you know, I don't see a lot of chance of it going lower unless our government goes bankrupt, unless we have major terrorism events. If oil goes to, you know, if gas prices go $4 or $5 a gallon, man, that could put a crimp on things. But I think our economy is just ever so slightly getting back to recovery. Not fast enough. We got to do some more pro-growth things. But as far as our housing market here, I think we'll be in okay shape. So that's our 2012 Future Real Estate Market Report. Feel free to check out our website, which is www.topagent.com. You can search the entire MLS at leecountyonline.com, and our blog, which is blog.topagent.com. And we've got links to our Facebook pages, LinkedIn, our Twitter account. So anything you want to know about Southwest Florida real estate, we've got it right here. You've been watching The Future of Real Estate, and thanks for tuning in.